filled with French. On May 26, 1896, the Brown Building in Buffalo, New York collapsed while undergoing repairs. The city was filled with rumors about the number of people who had lost their lives in the tragedy. At the sitting with French that evening, 4 voices identified themselves as victims of the accident and gave their names and addresses. Randall writes that these were verified when the bodies were discovered some days later. At another sitting, Randall, a lawyer, said that the voice of his father was heard. The senior Randall told his son that one small item in the settlement of his estate had been overlooked. Randall spoke a bit harshly to the voice, chiding the spirit that during his life his father had always been preoccupied with amassing money. The state has already been divided, Randall told the spirit voice. Why bother me with this now? The spirit of Randall's father replied that he had worked too hard for his money to allow an asset to remain undiscovered. The voice proceeded to tell of a small sum of money lent to an individual in Erie, Pennsylvania. Before the note's maturity, the deceased had filed it with the promontory in Erie. Although there would be no record of the loan in his books, the voice told Randall he could find the judgment of the note on record in the promontory's office. You'll have to forgive me for mispronouncing. I want you to correct it, the voice concluded. Randall was surprised when he was able to locate a transcript of the transaction. His father, Spirit had mentioned, and with such evidence, he obtained payment for the note with interest. Randall questioned